Hey, Maria, back with another video. 8 a.m. on the dot, and I am sitting around. I didn't end up going back to bed. As a matter of fact, I got distracted, so I just kind of started messing around in the house and decided to stay up and just start my day. So I was talking to my Canadian friend, and she was saying that she's going to go to the dollar store today, and it's kind of cool because I really like dollar store stuff. So. No, some of it's not the best quality. Some of it has been, I don't know, somehow ended up in the dollar stores and they're able to sell it. So some of it is good, but I'm not saying everything in the dollar store is, good to buy. It's just a fascination, I think I'm interested in wondering how they are able to, make a decent profit. With the price that they have, it kind of interests me. And I know the 99-cent store started to, increase or include other items that were more than $1, which at first I was kind of pissed off about it, because it was like, you need to stay true to that 99-cent name. But, that I see that they have, some decent merchandise. Now, I haven't bought any of it, except for I did buy some canisters and some jars there. I don't buy appliances at dollar stores, okay? I just don't do it. Things like, I don't know, flat irons or toasters or something that, you need on a daily basis or something along those lines. I don't buy things like that there. But I've heard people buying certain things and they've been very pleased with it. I know that they showed a few things on Facebook, which, some of the little items I have to say are kind of cool, I guess I go there because it's like, you could spend $10 there and feel pretty decent, whereas, when you're on a budget, you're always like worried about what you're going to buy or what you're going to spend, and so, and plus, you get a lot of cute household items there, and I don't know, there's just something cool about getting something for $1, who knows, but I have this fascination with it. So, yeah, I was encouraging her to send me a video of what she gets. Of course, she doesn't have to do it. It's just that, I kind of wish I had someone to go shopping with, I do. And it was like, well, that's like the next best thing. But anyway, I was thinking, about the cute guy. And, I don't want him to be terrified of me. That's, that's my biggest fear. He probably thinks I'm some bitch or something, and I'm not. I'm just, I don't know what else to tell him. The door's always open, I would love to be able to converse with him and spend time with him. And really he's who I have my eye on. I mean, I have my eye on him. And since I, started thinking about him in the last few months, it's just kind of weird. But, yeah, I mean, I don't want him to be afraid of me. I mean, there's nothing to be afraid of. Of course, for people who have been bitch slapped by me in the past, they got what they deserved, okay? And I don't believe that he deserves anything like that. And I do understand, the whole manipulation and everything like that. But like I said, I don't hold that against him. I think he's adorable, really, and I just kind of wish he would get a little out of his shell, but, I'm being patient, I guess. So I'm waiting for him. I am. Anyway, so today is suddenly, mysteriously gray and shitty looking outside, and I was starting to get used to, you can't get used to this time of the year here in this town. I noticed that, because it's very unpredictable. It could be bright and sunny one day and have absolutely no indication of something like this happening, but now it's all gray outside. I'm not sure if it's going to rain or not, but, as you know, I'm buying more hats, because, well, I have hair issues, so, I mean, I don't really mess with my hair on the weekends, so I have decided to, buy a collection of hats. Now, in the past, I used to wear a lot of scarves on my head, but then I kept thinking, doesn't that get old? And I do have it. I have a huge scarf collection. I mean, it takes up a whole drawer. There was a time where I would go to the store and I would always want to come back with a scarf. It was kind of like I was collecting them, but they were also put to use, with a good purpose. But now, it's like, okay, I really don't dig the scarf thing as much. I've did the scarf thing since 2008 or something. And, every once in a while it's okay, but, I kind of like hats. So anyway, I purchased some off Amazon, and I've also got a few off of at Burlington Factory. I just recently got this hat, okay, and it looks more like a fedora, online, and then I ended up trying it on, and it looks, these are the same hat, they're just different colors, and I kept thinking, this kind of looks more cowboyish. I was hoping it would look more like what I saw, and these weren't really, you know, they weren't overly expensive, and they weren't extremely inexpensive. They were just sometimes somewhere in the middle of what a normal hat would be priced. So it's not that I'm not happy with it, and they're okay. They're just not my favorite. They're not my favorite. I do like this one a lot. I've only worn it a few times, and of course I haven't worn this outside at all, and I ended up throwing away 2 of my hats, which good riddance to them. So the really weird thing about all of this is that, you know, the hat that I just recently made, which I keep saying I'm going to make another one, and I really do want to make another one. This particular hat right here, the one that I made, seems to be my favorite hat. It seems to be my go-to hat, you know, which is fine. I like the color of it, and it's cotton. It's made of cotton, and it's light and airy, and it doesn't make me feel like my head's being roasted, you know. So anyway, no, I'm just kind of, you know, I felt a little bit better after I talked about what was on my mind, because obviously if you're making a video at 5:29 in the morning, and the first thing you're talking about is family abuse, this is heavy on me. It is. It's extremely heavy. Because I keep thinking, you can't help but have your mind go back in time and start thinking about stuff that's happened to you. And now you know why. And you wonder what kind of sick fuck would do some shit like that. You know? It's just like, wow. You know? It's weird, you know? And it really does. It makes you feel very creeped out, you know? Because you think people care about your security, your peace of mind, but I guess not. So anyway, I know that I go through times where I keep thinking, okay, I need to get over this. I need to get over the family scapegoating thing. I really do. And then sometimes I'm fine with it, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there it comes, you know. And it's like, you know, people experiencing flashbacks or something, you know. It's very strange, you know. I can't really describe the feeling, but you know, some people have known all along that they were the family scapegoat. I knew I got blamed a lot for stuff, you know, when I was younger. But like I said, you know, it just doesn't occur to you. It doesn't occur to you. Not at least to me. It didn't occur to me later because I was just, I don't know. Maybe I always made excuses, and that's normal for a lot of people. Like when they're being abused, even physical abuse or sexual abuse or any kind of abuse, they make excuses for the person who's abusing them. So just like me, like instead of looking at it like, well, we're just siblings, that's kids, that's just kid stuff. Maybe it's just like, that's what everybody does. That's how people, I don't know, discount or discredit or just ignore what's going on. I don't know, but it is kind of strange, you know. And like I said, I could tell you things that have happened to me, and I'm like, wondering what the hell, shit just comes out of left field like that, you know. And it's very strange, you know. It's very strange. But anyway, yeah. So, but I do feel better after making that video, because I went to bed last night and it was heavy on my mind. It was like I was almost getting to the point where I wanted to explode, but I was somehow trying to hold it all together by watching this, you know, silly TV show, which I have been watching a lot of. Documentaries on YouTube and Netflix, and I did subscribe to Hulu, and at my son's suggestion, you know, I know they have, okay, I still like cartoons, and so they do have a lot of the old SpongeBob SquarePants on there, and yes, I am going to watch them, and I don't really care, and you can talk all you want to, but, you know, sometimes what looks childish to some people is actually a positive outlet, you know, for other people, you know what I mean? Like, some people lash out in some ways, and some people revert to comfortable times in their life, you know? And, yeah, I like childhood. I do. Even though I was being scapegoated and didn't realize it, even though all of that, you know, my imagination stimulated me, you know, tremendously at that time. and I was constantly thinking and being bright and hopeful and, you know, optimistic, and it was just a beautiful time for me. So, but obviously SpongeBob was not a part of my childhood, but it was a part of my son's early years. And I do remember and cherish those moments of sitting there on Saturday mornings and laughing at the cartoons with him, and then going into town and doing our errands and stuff like that. I do like those times, you know. But also I would say some of the newer animation, like Sean was showing me a couple of shows that I did watch, you know, some of the comedy shows, not necessarily cartoons. There is one that I'm going to check out that he mentioned before. I will probably do it later on this evening since I really don't have anything planned. But I did watch a few, I'm sure the show's pretty old. I think it came out in 2011, 2012. I did watch a few episodes of Loiter Squad. Some of them are kind of over the top, you know, not my humor, but some of it was. I mean, some of the skits were just really funny. Really funny. It was just, I don't know, it just, I enjoy comedy. I do. Good comedy, you know. And some of the comedy, I guess, is kind of weird or whatever, but, you know, I'd like to laugh. I like, you know, being goofy. I like goofy stuff. Anyway, but I also like serious dramas, too, you know. I have, like, a even balance, I guess, of those sort of enjoyable things. But it looks pretty gray outside, so, I decided I was going to wear the black hat today, and then I kept thinking, you know what? I don't like the way it flips up on my head when I'm wearing it. You know, it's like, I want it to be more floppy, you know? I don't like, I don't know, I kind of like people not seeing my eyes sometimes. And so, I was hoping, but this is like, I don't know. It kind of pissed me off when I put this hat on. I mean, it was okay, but I kept having to bend it, make it look, you know, like hide my eyes. And this hat right here, this brand that I made, I really like this pattern. I do. You know, I constructed this pattern off of a hat that I saw on the internet, so I put it together. And I would say that my next hat would probably be just solid black. You know, I wouldn't even think I'd put applique on the back of it. Just a solid black hat, but made of cotton. It has to be, you know, cool on my head. But anyway, so it's not that I can see myself wearing that black hat somewhere with something, but, and then also the beige one that I got that looks like it, but I was hoping that it would have, I don't know. I was a little disappointed, that's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? But it's not completely all bad because I can still wear them. It's just not with what I'm wearing today. You know, it just doesn't feel right. But anyway, enough about my silly chatter. At least I'm talking about something that's not really family abuse related, being a targeted individual, being gang stalked, being mobbed at my job, and being harassed at stupid employers that don't, you know what they're doing, and they look like an idiot when they're doing it. Yeah, that pisses me off. It really does piss me off because it's like, you know, only because sexual harassment is something that they should know, and there's no excuse for it. It's no excuse. So, you know, even if it's racial or religious, all these things, the obvious, it's like you ignore the obvious, and you just, and I wonder how stupid people can really be, you know, and it makes you afraid of people. It's like, man, how stupid are people? How idiotic and just absolutely dumb you could be, you know, and to me, it's evil. You know what I mean? It's evil to do something like that. And I think these people are fucking wicked, insensitive pieces of shit. Period. You know? And they better not see me in town because I will give them a tongue lashing. You know, if I see them across, don't think I'm not going to come over and confront these people. Because I will. You know? So it's best to stay clear from me and hope that I don't see you. So, anyway. Yeah. You know? I should be angry about bullshit like that because I didn't do anything. Anyway, enough of that. Focus on what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the store, you know, and get some things taken care of and then just come home. Blank slate. Nothing to do. I was thinking about, you know, maybe there was a stamp class. I don't know. There was like, you know, meetup.com. They have these different things where you can do it. I kept thinking, I've been interested in stamps, okay, for a while because, you know, I like art. No, I'm not an artist, but I do enjoy arts and crafts. And I noticed that there were some really nice stamps over at Joann's. And I do remember back in the 90s going over to a friend's house, and their family was really into stamping. I mean, they had a shitload of stamps. I couldn't believe the stamps they had. And that was a hobby of theirs, and they enjoyed it. And now I'm starting to see, yeah, that's kind of a cool idea. I mean, I thought it was cool back then, but I just couldn't see myself doing it very much, except for when I was at their house. But now I'm like, stamps are, kind of cool idea. And so there was one that was listed, and I kept thinking, well, maybe I should check that out, because that is an activity to get out of the house. I'm trying to shake up my routine. I just don't know how at this point. I mean, my brain is completely scrambled after all this shit that went on, And so I'm looking for activities to do, maybe doing like a knitting or crochet circle or something. I mean, I cannot stay stagnant. It's not good for me, Believe it or not, I would prefer to have more of a active life, but it's just been really hard, It's just been really hard. So anyway, baby steps. Be back with another video later. Bye-bye.